specific question, a couple of specific questions. Swapan, you had one also, but let me raise the issue of the status quo for 3 months. Who is to do this division of land in the first place? Has the court said anything as to who will divide this land in 3 ways? How will this division be done?
Mr. Bhatt, does the court say specifically as to which will be the agency which will be responsible for dividing this land into 3 parts?
No, that is well known in the law. You see, whenever there is a property dispute, that is what is called as a preliminary decree. So this one will be in the form of a preliminary decree, and now it is the court which will divide the property after taking there is a formality for that. There is a well-established machinery, namely the property dispute or something is there when a final decree is passed. It is the court which decides which portion will go to him. But the court here has more or less indicated which area will go to whom.
Okay, do go ahead.
Importantly, who gets 1/3 goes to the Nirmohi Akhada, 1/3 goes to the Sunni Waqf Board. Who gets the remaining third? Who is this entity which gets the remaining third?
The other point that Rajiv is raising is that if this land is to be split up into 3 parts, 1/3 goes to the Nirmohi Akhada, 1/3 goes to the Waqf Board. Where is the third part then going to be? Which is the body that will play the third part?
That portion, plaintiff in suit number 5. Today it is an undefined body.
That's Ram Lalla himself.
Ram Lalla himself. Eventually, there is a machinery under law, where a Hindu public trust is to be administered under a scheme prepared by the district court. So it is open to anybody to move the district court to say that here is a property which has to be administered by the by the court. So that will also go to the public trust or something will come and do it now.
But Ravi, when we were asking this question to Ravi Shankar Prasad, his view was that there was a time limit that had been fixed. There was a time limit of 3 months that had been fixed, within which this particular split had to take place.
No, until 3 months, nothing undue will do. There is nobody, no court. I'm sorry to say, to disagree. There is no time limit for passing a final decree. Final decree can take its own proceeding. They said for 3 months, don't disturb the status quo. That's all.
Okay.
That is all. There is no question about 3 months. Within 3 months, a final decree can never be passed.
Yes, Rajiv.
No, Bhupen, one of the questions before the court was whether this premise in question by tradition, belief and faith is the birthplace of Sri Ram. Now, I'm presuming that has been answered in the affirmative, but is that based on the ASI report? Is that based on historical evidence that there was a temple that existed below the mosque? Or is it based on faith? What has the court said in this majority judgment on that?
Rajiv is asking the same question I was trying to pose before you, that at the end of the day, how will the court decide which part of this territory has to be given to which body? What is the premise on which the court is giving its judgment?
They have indicated it more or less, because two of the judges firmly saying that the place where presently the idols are placed, that represents the Janmasthana of Lord Rama.
On what basis?
And that portion will go to the Hindus. And there is another one which where the other portion where the Nirmohi Akhada was having their little temple, that will as far as possible. So the court has already indicated, subject to minor variations, as to which portion will go to whom. So what has been firmly established is the place where the idol is kept is the Janmasthana, and that will go to the Hindus.
But the court does not specify who will really be responsible for supervising the division of this land.
That is settled in law. That is settled in law. It is like in any other case. Now, say 3 brothers are fighting for the property. The court passes a preliminary decree saying that each one of you is entitled to 1/3. Which 1/3, how, etc. It is all in the civil procedure code.
So bottom line is this, that the spot where the Ram Lalla idol exists as of today is the spot which according to the court is the Janmasthan, and now that spot will be legally acceptable as Janmasthan.
absolutely right.
Okay, unless of course this decision gets challenged in
Yes, sir.
But as on today, that is the decision of the Allahabad High Court.
There were several other questions which were also related to what many felt was faith, religion. Is there any part of the judgment where the court say that perhaps one part is not within the judicial domain? Questions which are related to whether Muslims are offering their prayers at the same spot till 1934, till 1949 and not. Does the court say anything on those?
Nothing in the announced portion, because judgment runs into, as I said, for several thousand pages. Now only when I get a copy, hopefully by this
Can I get a clarification?
then I'll be able to tell you more details as to how exactly it reads. But very likely no. That appears to be the position.
Okay.